بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل Muhammad. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the beneficial, the compassionate, and peace and blessings be upon Muhammad and the sons of Muhammad. It is narrated that Imam Husain alayhi salam has said in Karbala'a, I haven't seen companions better than my companions. What was the drive which drove Imam Husain alayhi salam to state this critical statement? What makes the companions of Imam Husain alayhi salam unique? Aren't the companions of the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, unique as well? Aren't the companions of the Commander of the Faithful, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, unique as well? But Imam Husain alayhi salam has seen the companions of the Holy Prophet. He has seen the companions of the Commander of the Faithful. He has seen the companions of his brother, Imam Hassan alayhi salam. And yet, he says, I haven't seen companions better than my companions. If we study the history of the companions of Imam Husain alayhi salam, and the level of obedience and the level of love which was demonstrated in their behavior, reflected in their hearts, we would reach to one statement, is that the companions of Imam Husain alayhi salam were very sincere. Sincerity was reflected in the hearts, the minds, the behavior of the companions of Imam Husain alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in His holy book, Allah loves those who are sincere. And a lot of us might claim that we are sincere, but sincerity means actions. Sincerity means behavior. Sincerity means getting rid of your selfishness and getting rid of your oneself and trying to replace it with a we self. Looking at the whole group, looking at the whole team, focusing on teamwork rather than selfishness. All these aspects might be easy to claim by your tongue, but the big question is, are they driven from your heart? Do you have a deep belief in your heart, triggered by a logical anchor in your mind, which sets you on the right path of sincerity or not? This is a very important question. And if we talk about the main drive of sincerity, the main drive of sincerity is love. The more you love your spouse, the more sincere you will be to your spouse. The more you love your kids, the more you will be willing to sacrifice for your kids. So this is a key aspect. to look at sincerity in its behavioral drive. And the behavioral drive of sincerity is love. It's narrated in some of our books that Solomon, who used according to the Quran and according to other scripts, used to understand the languages of birds around him. So he was once walking around his palace, Sulaiman, and he looked at the top of the palace, and there was a bird which was attempting to flirt around with another bird, a male bird flirting with a female bird. The male bird was telling the female bird, "Why don't you want me? I'm willing to lift the top of the castle of Solomon and throw it in the sea for your love." Sulaiman alayhi salam heard him. He smiled. He called the male bird. He told him, "Could you do that?" He said, "No, but I'm deeply in love with her." He called the female bird and he asked her, "This bird is in love with you. Why don't you go ahead and form a relationship?" The female bird replied and said, "He does love me, but he loves others at the same level." He does love me, but he loves others at the same level. We might claim to be sincere to God, sincere to religion, but if you love others at the same level, you cannot be sincere at the end of the day to the level that Islam requests. So love and the extent of love is what determines how sincere you are. How is sincerity reflected in actions? According to our ethical scholars, ulama al-akhlaq, we have 3 levels of sincerity. The first grade sincerity is called ikhlas, and it's being sincere to yourself, looking at others and trying to please them, and trying to abide by God's laws. This is sincerity, first grade sincerity. The second grade sincerity is what we call khulus. A person who reaches to the second grade sincerity doesn't look at himself. He forgot himself. He has gotten rid of his selfishness. Brothers and sisters, when we do takbir and we lift our hands like this, one of the meanings is that we're willing to throw the whole universe behind our backs. A person who reaches to khulus doesn't see himself, doesn't see his temptations, doesn't see his return on investments. All he sees is others and God. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the second level of sincerity. The third grade of sincerity is what some of our ethical scholars call mukhlasiyya. And this level of sincerity is when you do not see yourself, do not look for a smile from others or look at others, and see only one light, one source, one path of interest, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You serve others to please Allah. You work with others to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You reach to a level of sincerity whereby you see nothing besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Zuhair ibn al-Qayn is an example we need to focus on some of these episodes, hopefully, But another example is Wahab, who was originally a Christian and was recently married. However, Wahab was overtaken by the third grade of sincerity, so therefore he saw nothing. He didn't see his personal interest. He didn't see his family. All he saw was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah enlighten our hearts by the love of Imam Hussein, and peace and blessings be upon Muhammad and the sons of Muhammad.